So about a month ago, my husband and I celebrated our 24th wedding anniversary, and I made these cupcakes for him. I thought they were super cute. They have a little hot air balloon and they say love is in the air. They are made using the Lift Me Up stamp set, which is in the annual catalog. It's got these super cute hot air balloons and then a bunch of really neat sayings to go with it. And it works really well for weddings or anniversaries or bridal showers or anything like that where you want to celebrate love. So I thought I would show you how to make these today. Now these cupcake toppers can be made using the same technique for any occasion. Just change up your background paper and your stamp. It's really easy to make them for holidays and birthdays and whatever occasion you want, just by following this technique of layering circles. Now I am using these little food picks that I found at the grocery store for my cupcake toppers. You can also use wooden coffee stirrers, but the thing about those is as they sit in the cupcake they absorb moisture and then they soften. So I really prefer to use plastic food picks, and you can probably get these at any grocery store around the picnic supplies. So let's get started and I will show you how to make these toppers. I'm going to start by doing the stamping. You just need two of the images from this stamp set for this particular project. You need the smaller of the hot air balloons, and then you need the love is in the air sentiment. And for each cupcake topper you're making, you need to stamp each of those images twice. So for my cupcake toppers that I'm making today, I'm using the color Real Red to stamp. So I'm just going to stamp the hot air balloon twice, and then I'm going to stamp the sentiment twice. Now for this sentiment, I'm going to be using a paper punch to cut it out, so you want to do it kind of close to the edge of your paper so you don't have to cut it down. And you want to make sure you leave enough room. Okay. So that's it for the ink. I'm going to grab my paper punch here really quick. Oops, it's over here. So this is the classic label punch. So you just want to turn that upside down after you've opened it. And that way you'll be able to see where the image is and get it centered before you punch the shape. So center your sentiment in that opening and then just punch it. And then repeat that for the second one. Okay, so now I'm going to get my die cut machine out and we can finish doing the cuts we need. For these hot air balloon cupcake toppers, I've pulled out two designs from the Birthday Memories Designer Series paper. I really like this striped one because it reminds me of the patterns you see on hot air balloons, so I thought that would make a really cool background. Or you could also use this fun bright polka dot pattern if you'd like. So we are going to cut out our hot air balloon images first, and I am using the Layering Circles die set. This is a really cool die set that has all sorts of regular circles and then scalloped circles that you can layer together. So it's a good die set to have on hand for any craft projects that you want to make. But I am using the 1 5/8 inch circle to cut out the hot air balloon today. That plate in there. Now if you're making these cupcake toppers for a different occasion, then you may need to use a different size circle, but the nice thing about that layering circle die set is there are so many sizes of circles to choose from. You want to stick to an image that's under maybe between 1.5 inches and 1 3/4 to use for your cupcake toppers. And then the outer layer will be around 2 inches to 2 1/4 inches. Okay, so I've cut out my two hot air balloon images. Now I'm going to use a scallop die cut. This is approximately 2 inches, the one that's 2 inches. And I'm going to cut out 2 scalloped circles. Oops, my magnetic plate is not playing nicely. I really need to replace my cutting plates because they're warped, but I'm kind of cheap, so I like to keep using the same cutting plates for as long as I can. So I just deal with the warped. Okay, so that's it for the die cutting. So we can. Okay, so now we have all our pieces and we're ready to assemble our cupcake toppers. So I'm just going to grab one of these food picks. Now you need to go ahead and layer your hot air balloon images onto your background. I like the stripes running horizontally because that's how you would see a hot air balloon, is usually with the stripes running horizontally, but you can have it oriented however you'd like. I am using Fast Fuse adhesive to make these. Fast Fuse adhesive is a little bit stronger than our normal snail adhesive. And when I'm making 3D items for parties, I tend to use it because it tends to stand up a little bit better. I don't want the items falling apart, so there we go. So now I have the front and the back ready. Now, when it comes to actually putting the decorations on the food pick, I like to use glue dots. And these are just the standard Stampin' Up! Glue dots. I just bought this dispenser at Michael's, and then I can keep refilling it with the Stampin' Up! Glue dots. They're the same brand, so you don't have to worry about them not working as well. So just put one glue dot on the top of the food pick, and then adhere it to the circle, just like so. Now I'm going to go ahead and put about maybe 4 or 5 glue dots on the back of this so that it'll stick to the front piece. I'd rather err on the side of too much adhesive than not enough. I'm going to make sure it sticks down really well so the two sides stick together. And there we go. And then you can just line up the front and the back. And press together. Then we want to stick our little labels on there. So again, we're going to use glue dots. I put one, maybe a 1/2 inch down from the bottom of the circle. And stick the label on there. And then turn it over and add glue dots all along the back. So you'll use about 3 for the little sentiment. And it looks like I need one more. And then you just press the other sentiment to the front one. And then the last thing I want to do is I want to finish it off with a cute little bow. So I'm going to cut about maybe 9 inches of ribbon, 9 inches to a foot. And this is linen thread. I'm sorry, I said ribbon, but it's actually thread. I don't want too big of a bow. I just want something little for accent. If you get too big of a bow on here, it'll take away and cover that love is in the air sentiment, so I don't want that. But a little piece of linen thread tied in a tiny little bow works very nicely. And it gives it a kind of a rustic feel. You don't need a very big one, just a tiny little accent. And then trim the tails up. So here is the finished cupcake topper. Super cute and all ready to go in a cupcake. And I went ahead and made one with the polka dot pattern paper too, so you could compare and see how they look. Like I said, I think I prefer these stripes, but maybe you prefer the polka dots. Be sure to leave me a comment below and let me know which version you prefer. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you have enjoyed this fun cupcake topper tutorial. And remember, you can use this technique to make cupcake toppers for any occasion. So if you would like the supplies to make these cupcake toppers, the links are down in the description box below. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you would like to see more of my videos, be sure to give this a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.